Hello and welcome back to the Detox Health Channel.
Glad to be here.
We are so excited to have you with us again.
Yeah.
As always, we've got another deep dive planned for you all.
That's right.
You know, we really love putting these deep dives together because it's such a great way to bring all of you some really valuable information.
Absolutely.
Without you having to go and, spend hours and hours sifting through all these different articles and websites and research papers.
Yeah.
We do the hard work for you.
We do.
So all you have to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Take it all in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we've got a lot more of these planned.
We do.
So if you want to boost your health IQ and you want to learn more about how to make healthy choices, then be sure to subscribe to the Detox Health Channel so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes.
That's right. There's a lot more coming.
Right. And today we're diving deep into something that I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with.
Yes.
And that's avocado oil.
Avocado oil, it's so popular these days.
It really is, right? You see it everywhere.
Yeah.
It's on supermarket shelves. It's in recipes. It seems like everyone's talking about it.
It's trendy.
Yeah.
It is trendy for sure.
But we want to go beyond the hype.
Exactly.
And really see what the science says about this popular oil.
Yes.
What are its nutritional benefits? Are there any potential health risks? What do we really need to know?
Right. Get the facts.
Exactly.
Okay.
So to do that, we're going to be taking a look at some information from two really great sources.
Okay.
We have some nutrition facts from Very Well Fit, and then we also have an evidence-based overview of avocado oil from Healthline.
Those are great sources.
Yeah.
They are.
We really trust these sources.
Yeah.
So we know that the information is going to be reliable and accurate. And our mission today is to really distill the most important and interesting information about avocado oil for you.
Yes.
So you don't have to go and read through all of these long articles yourself.
Absolutely. We're cutting through the noise.
Exactly. So let's get started.
Let's do it.
First, let's talk about the nutritional breakdown of avocado oil.
Okay.
So according to Very Well Fit, 1 tablespoon of avocado oil contains about 124 calories,
Okay.
14 grams of fat.
That's a lot of fat
It is.
in just 1 tablespoon.
It is.
Okay.
And then 0 grams of carbs, fiber, sugar, and protein.
Wow.
It's also very low in sodium with just 1 milligram.
So it's basically all fat.
Right, pretty much.
Okay.
So that's something to keep in mind if you're watching your calorie intake.
Yeah.
But as we know, not all fats are created equal.
That's right.
So let's break down the types of fat that are present in avocado oil.
Okay.
Very Well Fit tells us that avocado oil contains saturated fat, polyunsaturated fat, and monounsaturated fat.
Okay.
And the amounts of each of these types of fat can really impact how the oil affects our health.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's start with saturated fat. How much is in a tablespoon of avocado oil?
Okay, so Very Well Fit says there's just under 2 grams of saturated fat in 1 tablespoon.
Okay, and how does that stack up to the general recommendations?
Well, the American Heart Association generally recommends choosing oils that have less than 4 grams of saturated fat per tablespoon.
Okay.
So avocado oil falls well within that guideline.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
So we're off to a good start.
So far, so good.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, and what about polyunsaturated fats?
So avocado oil has about 2 grams of polyunsaturated fat per tablespoon.
Okay, and those are the good fats, right?
They're considered healthy fats because they can help lower LDL cholesterol.
Okay, so what's LDL cholesterol?
LDL cholesterol is often referred to as the bad cholesterol
Okay.
because high levels of LDL cholesterol can build up in your arteries and increase your risk of heart disease.
Got it.
So polyunsaturated fats, which are often called PUFAs, can help reduce your risks of heart disease.
All right, so that's another point in favor of avocado oil.
Yeah.
And now for the star of the show,
Okay.
monounsaturated fats.
Yes.
These are the fats that avocado oil is really known for.
Right.
What can you tell us about them?
So monounsaturated fats, or MUFAs, make up the majority of the fat in avocado oil.
Okay.
They come primarily from plants and are usually liquid at room temperature.
Okay.
And they're believed to help increase HDL cholesterol.
Which is the good cholesterol.
Exactly, the good cholesterol.
Okay.
And the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics recommends that we get 15 to 20% of our daily calories from MUFAs.
Okay, that's a pretty significant chunk.
It is.
So how can we make sure we're getting enough?
Well, the idea is to replace less healthy fats like saturated and trans fats with MUFAs.
Okay.
So think about using avocado oil instead of butter or margarine,
Okay.
or choosing foods that are naturally high in MUFAs like nuts, seeds, and avocados.
Got it. So it's all about making those healthy swaps.
Exactly.
All right, so we've talked about the different types of fat in avocado oil.
Yeah.
But when we think about a whole avocado, we know that they're packed with other nutrients like vitamin C and fiber.
Right. Avocados are nutrient powerhouses.
Totally. So did the oil contain those same nutrients?
Not really. So Very Well Fit explains that according to USDA data, avocado oil doesn't contain any significant vitamins or minerals, including vitamin C.
Okay, so that's a bit of a myth buster.
It is.
People might assume that because the avocado fruit is so nutritious, the oil is as well.
Right.
But that's not the case.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, and what about fiber?
Avocado oil contains 0 fiber.
So again, a big difference from the whole fruit.
Yes.
It's really important to remember that avocado oil is essentially a concentrated form of the fat found in avocados. So it's not a one-to-one replacement for the whole fruit in terms of nutrition.
That's a great point.
Okay, so now that we've covered the nutritional basics, let's dive into the potential health benefits of avocado oil.
All right.
And heart health is often a major focus when we talk about dietary fats.
For sure.
So what do our sources tell us about avocado oil and our cardiovascular system?
Both Very Well Fit and Healthline highlight the high oleic acid content in avocado oil.
Okay, and remind us again what oleic acid is.
Oleic acid is a monounsaturated omega-9 fatty acid. It's the same healthy fat that's found in olive oil, and it's known for its heart-healthy benefits.
All right.
Primarily, its ability to lower LDL cholesterol.
Okay, so that's really important for reducing our risk of heart disease.
Absolutely.
And Healthline actually mentions a couple of really interesting animal studies that looked at the effects of avocado oil on heart health.
They do.
So one study compared avocado oil to a common blood pressure medication called losartan.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and the results were pretty impressive.
What did they find?
So after just 45 days, the rats that were given avocado oil experienced significant reductions in both their diastolic and systolic blood pressure.
Wow. And how did that compare to the medication?
Well, the effects of the avocado oil were actually comparable to the medication.
That's amazing.
It is pretty remarkable, right?
Yeah.
But it is really important to remember that this was a study done on rats.
Right, of course.
And more research is needed to see if these same effects would be seen in humans.
Absolutely. We can't extrapolate from animal studies to humans definitively.
Right. But it's definitely a promising starting point.
It is a very interesting finding.
Yeah.
For sure.
And Healthline also mentions another rat study that looked at the effects of avocado oil on cholesterol levels.
Okay, what did they find in that study?
Well, in that study, avocado oil was found to be effective in reducing triglycerides and LDL cholesterol.
That's great.
Yeah, without negatively affecting HDL cholesterol levels.
So it lowered the bad cholesterol but didn't touch the good cholesterol.
Exactly.
That's pretty impressive.
It is. And this effect was similar to what's seen with olive oil.
Which we know is very heart healthy.
Right.
Yeah.
So again, while these animal studies are encouraging, they really do highlight the need for more research in human populations.
Yeah, we need to confirm these findings in humans.
Exactly.
Okay.
So some promising signs for heart health, but more research is definitely needed.
Yeah.
Now, what other potential benefits did the sources mention?
Well, Healthline points out that avocado and its oil are good sources of lutein.
Okay. And what is lutein?
So lutein is a powerful antioxidant,
Okay.
and it's a type of carotenoid.
Carotenoid?
Yeah, carotenoids, they're the natural pigments that give fruits and vegetables their vibrant colors,
Oh,
like red, yellow, and orange.
got it.
So lutein is particularly important for protecting your eyes.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's believed to help lower the risk of age-related eye diseases like cataracts and macular degeneration.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So eating a diet rich in lutein, along with another carotenoid called zeaxanthin, is really important for maintaining healthy vision.
So we should be getting plenty of lutein in our diets.
We should.
And can our bodies make lutein on their own?
No, unfortunately not.
Okay.
We have to get it from the foods we eat.
So that makes it even more important to make sure we're including gluten-rich foods in our diets.
Exactly.
And avocado oil are good sources of lutein.
They are.
So there you have it, another benefit of incorporating avocado oil into your diet.
Right.
All right, moving on. Healthline also brought up something really interesting about nutrient absorption.
Oh, yeah, this is fascinating.
So tell me about that. How does avocado oil play a role in nutrient absorption?
So you know how some nutrients need fat to be absorbed properly, like vitamins A, D, E, and K?
Those are the fat-soluble vitamins.
Exactly. So if you're eating a meal that contains those vitamins, adding some avocado oil can actually help you absorb more of them.
Oh, wow. So it's like a little helper.
It is.
Okay. And they mentioned a study, right?
Yeah, they did. There was a small study where they added avocado oil to a salad.
Okay.
And it significantly increased the absorption of carotenoids.
How much did it increase it?
Well, they found that adding the avocado oil increase the absorption of carotenoids by anywhere from 4.3 to 17.4 times compared to eating the salad with no fat.
Wow, that's a huge difference.
It is a big difference.
But that's really amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable.
But it's not just about the nutrients in the avocado oil itself.
Right.
It's also about how the avocado oil can help us absorb nutrients from other foods.
Exactly. It enhances the nutritional value of your meal.
Okay, and this effect is similar to what's seen with olive oil, right?
That's right. Olive oil, which is also high in oleic acid, has been shown to increase carotenoid bioavailability as well.
Okay, so if you're looking to really maximize the nutrient absorption from your salads or your veggies, adding some avocado oil or olive oil to your dressings or marinades is a great way to do that.
It's a simple and delicious way to boost your nutrient intake.
It really is. Okay, so we've talked about heart health, eye health, and nutrient absorption.
Yeah.
What about arthritis? Healthline mentioned that as well.
They did. They talked about something called avocado soybean unsaponifiables, or ASU extracts.
Okay, and what are those?
So basically, these are compounds that are extracted from avocados and soybeans.
Okay.
And ASU extracts have been studied for their potential to help with joint pain and stiffness associated with osteoarthritis.
Okay, and osteoarthritis is a very common type of arthritis.
It is.
So that's really promising news for people who suffer from osteoarthritis.
It is encouraging. But it's important to note that this research is still ongoing,
Right.
and more studies are needed to confirm these findings.
Okay, and are these ASU extracts found naturally in avocado oil?
Well, Healthline mentions that ASU supplements are available.
Okay.
So you can find them in many health food stores and online.
All right, but as with any supplement, it's always a good idea to talk to your doctor before you start taking anything new.
Absolutely.
Okay, so moving on. Avocado oil is often praised for its antioxidant properties.
Yeah.
So what could you tell us about antioxidants and why are they so important?
Well, antioxidants are really our body's defense system against damage from free radicals.
Okay, and what are free radicals?
So free radicals are unstable molecules that can damage our cells over time.
Okay,
And this damage is known as oxidative stress.
got it.
And oxidative stress is linked to a number of chronic diseases, including heart disease, cancer, and Alzheimer's disease.
Wow, so antioxidants really play a crucial role in protecting our health.
They do. They're essential.
Okay, and what kind of antioxidants does avocado oil contain?
Well, avocado oil contains a variety of antioxidants, including carotenoids like lutein,
Okay.
tocopherols, which are forms of vitamin E,
Okay,
and various plant sterols.
got it. So it's a good source of antioxidants overall.
It is.
Now, I did notice that there was a little bit of conflicting information between our two sources regarding vitamin E.
Oh, yeah. What was that?
So Very Well Fit mentioned that according to USDA data, avocado oil doesn't contain any vitamin E.
Huh. That's interesting because Healthline mentioned tocopherols,
Right?
which are forms of vitamin E.
Exactly.
So there's a bit of a discrepancy there.
Yeah, and it's hard to say for sure why that is.
It could be due to different testing methods or variations in the avocados themselves.
Right, it's possible.
But regardless of the exact vitamin E content, we do know that avocado oil contains other beneficial antioxidants.
That's a good point.
So it's still a valuable source of those protective compounds.
Okay, good to know. All right, let's shift gears a bit and talk about some of the common uses of avocado oil. So Very Well Fit talked about how avocado oil can be used both in and out of the kitchen.
Right. It's a pretty versatile oil.
Yeah, it is. So let's start with the non-culinary uses.
Okay.
So apparently avocado oil is sometimes used as a moisturizer for the skin.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I know, it's kind of surprising.
It is.
But it's said to be less likely to clog pores compared to other oils and creams.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So it could be good for people with acne-prone skin.
Right, and some people use it in an attempt to minimize the appearance of wrinkles and keep their skin soft.
Interesting.
Yeah, you can even find it as an ingredient in some sunscreens.
Wow, so it's a multitasker.
It really is.
Yeah.
But Very Well Fit does point out again that despite some marketing claims about vitamin E boosting skin health,
Right.
the USDA data they reference shows no vitamin E in avocado oil.
So those claims might be a bit misleading?
They might be.
Yeah.
So again, it's just something to be aware of.
Absolutely. Always do your research.
Right. And what about using avocado oil on hair?
So some people use avocado oil on their hair to tame frizz and give it a smoother, shinier look.
Okay.
And there's also this idea that it can stimulate hair growth if you apply it to your scalp.
Interesting.
But Very Well Fit mentions that the research on that is limited.
Okay.
So there's not a lot of strong evidence to back up that claim.
All right, so more research is needed there.
Yeah.
But it's generally odorless and unlikely to clog pores on the scalp.
Right.
So some people might find it beneficial for improving the overall health and appearance of their hair.
Yeah, it could be worth trying.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, and speaking of hair and skin,
Yeah.
how should we be storing our avocado oil to keep it in good condition?
So, Very Well Fit recommends storing most oils, especially those high in oleic acid like avocado oil, in a cool, dry place away from direct sunlight.
Okay.
This helps to prevent the oil from going rancid.
Got it. So basically just store it like you would any other oil.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right, great tip. And now let's get back to the kitchen,
Okay.
where most people are probably using avocado oil.
Right.
So what makes avocado oil such a good choice for cooking?
Well, one of the biggest advantages of avocado oil is its high smoke point.
Okay, and what's a smoke point?
So the smoke point of an oil is the temperature at which it starts to break down and smoke.
Okay.
And when an oil starts to smoke, it can release harmful compounds, and the flavor can be affected.
Okay, so we want to avoid that.
We do.
Yeah.
And avocado oil has a very high smoke point.
How high are we talking?
Very well. Fit says it's over 500 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow, that's pretty high.
It is.
Okay.
And that's significantly higher than many other healthy oils like canola oil or even olive oil.
Okay, so that's really good for high heat cooking methods.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can use avocado oil for grilling, sautéing, stir-frying, and you don't have to worry about it breaking down.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, it's very versatile.
And what about the taste of avocado oil?
So avocado oil is generally described as having a neutral flavor, but some people can pick up on subtle hints of butter or nuttiness.
Okay.
So it's not as strong or distinctive as the flavor of the avocado fruit itself.
Okay.
Which is actually a good thing for cooking because it allows the natural flavors of your food to shine through.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so avocado oil can be used in a really wide range of culinary applications.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Very Well Fit suggests using it in salad dressings, marinades, dips, sauces.
Mm-hmm.
You could use it for grilling, sautéing, stir-frying.
Yeah.
You could even use it as a non-stick coating for pans.
Really?
Yeah, or to season your cast iron cookware.
Wow, that's impressive.
It's a very versatile oil.
It is.
All right, so finally, let's talk about allergies and any potential interactions.
Okay.
Are there any things our listeners should be aware of?
So Very Well Fit cautions that avocado allergies are possible.
Okay.
They can affect infants, children, and adults.
And how common are avocado allergies?
Well, they're not as common as some other food allergies,
Okay.
but they're definitely something to be aware of. And if you know you have an avocado allergy, you should be careful about consuming avocado oil.
Even though it's made from the flesh of the avocado and not the seed or skin.
Right.
Okay. And are there any other potential interactions we should know about?
So Very Well Fit also mentions the possibility of cross-reactivity with other foods.
Okay, and what does that mean?
So cross-reactivity happens when someone who's allergic to one food also reacts to other foods that have similar proteins.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. And in the case of avocado allergies, there's a potential for cross-reactivity with bananas and kiwis.
Interesting. So if you're allergic to avocados, you might also be allergic to bananas and kiwis.
Exactly. And it's because these foods contain similar proteins.
Got it.
And they also talk about a possible cross-reaction between natural latex and some plant-based food allergens.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, including avocado, banana, kiwi, tomato, chestnuts, peach, mango, papaya, acerola, cherry, and celery.
That's a long list.
It is.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what causes this cross-reactivity?
Well, it's believed that airborne allergens like dust mites, pet dander, and pollen
Okay.
can actually have similar molecular structures to those found in certain food allergens.
Wow. So you could be inhaling an allergen and then have a reaction to a food.
Exactly. It's pretty fascinating.
It is.
Yeah. And Very Well Fit also mentions something called oral allergy syndrome.
Okay, and what is that?
So with oral allergy syndrome, people who are allergic to avocado might experience itching or tingling in their mouth after eating it.
Oh.
But thankfully, severe allergic reactions like hives, difficulty breathing, or anaphylaxis are rare.
Okay, and why is that?
Well, it's thought to be because our digestive enzymes break down the allergen pretty effectively.
Okay, so that's good to know.
It is.
But of course, if anyone suspects they might have an allergy to avocado oil or any other food,
Mm-hmm.
it's really important to consult with their healthcare provider.
Absolutely.
But-
Get tested and get personalized guidance.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, well, this has been a really fascinating deep dive into the world of avocado oil.
It had.
So let's quickly recap what we've learned for our listeners.
Okay.
So we know that avocado oil has a really healthy fat profile.
Yes.
It's particularly rich in those beneficial monounsaturated fats,
Mm-hmm.
and it shows some really promising potential for heart health.
Right. Thanks in large part to its oleic acid content.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we also learned that avocado oil is a good source of lutein.
Which is essential for maintaining good eye health.
That's right. And it can actually help our bodies absorb certain nutrients more effectively.
Yeah, that was really cool.
It was, right?
That study about the salad and the avocado oil and the carotenoids was pretty remarkable.
It was.
Yeah.
And there's even some evidence to suggest that avocado oil might play a role in easing arthritis symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of all that, it's packed with antioxidants.
Yes, those cell protectors.
Exactly. And we can't forget about its versatility in the kitchen.
Right.
It has an impressively high smoke point and a relatively neutral flavor,
Mm-hmm.
making it a great choice for all sorts of cooking methods.
It's a good one to have in your pantry.
It really is, but it's really important to remember that avocado allergies are possible,
Yes.
and there is that potential for cross-reactivity with other foods.
So always be mindful of that.
Absolutely. So here's a final thought for you, our listener.
Okay.
Considering all the different types of fats out there and their potential benefits, how might incorporating avocado oil into your diet,
Mm-hmm.
in moderation, of course,
Of course.
because it is calorie dense,
It is.
how might that fit into your overall approach to eating and to supporting your well-being?
Right. It's all about finding what works best for you and your individual health goals.
Exactly. So we encourage you to experiment and see how avocado oil can fit into your healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, have fun with it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive into avocado oil.
It was a pleasure being here.
We hope you learned something new, and we hope you'll join us again for our next deep dive on the Detox Health Channel.
Absolutely. We'll see you next time.
Until then, stay healthy.
Bye.